Game 3 strategies. So you play 2 out of 3. Third game is to 15. And we talk to coaches in our coaching seminars and clinics when we're working with them about, well, what are you thinking about when you go into a game 3? It's very different than a game to 25. You got to think about what rotation you want to start in. Because in a game to 15, in theory, your left front player, whoever starts left front, will go through the front row, through the back row, and through the front row again, and that's going to be the game. So whoever's right back will only have an opportunity to hit for 3 rotations. So your right back player better not be your best scorer. So you got to think about that. You might start your best back row, you might start your best attacker right back in a game to 25 because there's such a ridiculous server, or there's some other good blocking matchup. But in a game to 15, in a game 3, you got to look at it differently. I like to look at the environment. So if we're at the Atlanta Convention Center and we have to pick sides, because you do a coin flip, you get serve or side. And if I'm looking through 75 volleyball courts, or I'm going to look to a back wall, as a serve receiver, I'm going to want to pick this side looking at that wall. Because it's easier to pick that ball off a back wall than it is 75 volleyball courts behind. But then you got to think of the philosophy, well, do you want that at the beginning of your game to 15, or do you want that at the end of your game to 15, because you're going to switch sides? By the way, SCVA just came out with a new email that you'll probably get from me soon. They are threatening to give teams yellow cards because coaches, or because families are taking too long to switch on game 3s, which is ridiculous. But they wouldn't? Yeah, they're already trying to influence it. Yeah. So just be aware of that. You can get a coach a yellow card if you are switching in game 3, or if you're doing it very slowly. So we talk about all those things when we're deciding, you know, where do you want to be, and what do you want to do in a game 3 situation.
Brennan?
Yeah.
Statistically, it's easier to side out than score, right? When you win a coin toss, what's your philosophy?
Yeah. So statistically, if you did a sample of older kids in college, it is more likely to score a point by receiving, because you have the first opportunity to terminate. You're on what's called offense. Like, we're on offense, we're receiving the ball. We're not serving and on defense. I never pick serve. I never pick receive. I always pick serve. Because passing is the hardest part of the game. And I think that at most of our kids' levels, there are better matchups with serving a weaker serve receiver than there is with us receiving the serve. Now, I do have a couple coaches on staff that do pick serve receive, and I never fight them on it. I get the argument, but I always start with serve, and now it's just because comfort. Yeah, but I don't have good statistical reasoning behind it to back it up. It's really just kind of my gut at this point.